The Essential Education projector range from Hitachi sponsors ICT programs.
What part can ICT play in delivering personalised learning? This programme looks at 2 schools that are developing their ICT networks to directly benefit teaching and learning. At Cooper's Technology College in Kent, we focus on their delivery of content through a virtual learning environment. While at Seven Kings High School in East London, we see how they are exploiting the potential of management information data to enhance assessment for learning.
Tamzeen, Amara, Billy.
Both personalised learning and assessment for learning demand high-quality ICT support, because the ICT support not only gives the teachers the tools to look at children individually, but it also enables children to work far more independently than ever was possible in the past.
Ravine.
One of the ways they've been improving the quality of pupil data is by monitoring attendance through electronic registration.
Wesley.
Yes, miss.
Flynn.
Yes, miss.
We have electronic registration and it's been in for, about a year now?
Mayuri. Yes, miss.
It just allows the teachers to use their laptops to register us. It also picks up on who should be in the class and where might they be.
What we've worked hard to do is improve the quality of the data and the target setting. So that data comes out. If it just sits in a cupboard or on a computer somewhere, no one looks at it, there's no point. So what we've done is we've improved the quality of it, but also improved the accessibility.
What it allows me to do is take 5 periods a day, 5 registers, electronically send the information to the office. If there are any discrepancies in absences or students not turning up from one lesson to another, it can be picked up straight away. It's also a good way of monitoring trends in absences and understand maybe why they're not turning up on certain days.
As a head of year, I'm very concerned with attendance and punctuality. If they've been present at morning registration, present lesson 1 and 2, but they're missing lesson 3, then theoretically the system can throw up a warning to me saying this person was in but is now not. Where are they? And then I can follow that up quite quickly.
Obviously, I go to all of my lessons, so I'm not really bothered by it. It doesn't affect me, but obviously people who like truant and don't want to go to the lessons, then obviously they're going to be bothered by it, aren't they?
We've just quite recently got laptops. Every staff member has a laptop, and that has improved the communication between teachers immensely. So I get more information more quickly about incidents that have happened, about positive things which have happened, and I get that information very quickly coming to me wherever I am.
At Seven Kings, they have customised an off-the-shelf management information system to make it work for their particular vision of assessment for learning.
We looked at the existing management information systems and we couldn't quite find exactly what we wanted in the format we wanted. This whole personalised, and it is personalised access to information about children. We were very fortunate to have a technician at the school who was able to create the system based upon what was already there and just create an interface that accessed what was there.
Subject teachers like Nikki Difford use the system to set targets, keep records of assessment and prepare reports.
As a design technology teacher, how it works for me, the children do practical-based projects. They're learning a whole wide range of skills in there. So I will interview the children one by one and I will say to them, what skills have you developed so far as part of the course? Right, Jasmine, early into year 9, but what we're doing first of all is your interim report. That's due on November the 5th. Okay. And like we did last year, we're going to discuss all of the grades and all the criteria that you need to be given. I'll start recording it in their report now. Even though it's only November and the report doesn't go out till next March, it is very important that you sort of catch the moment live as it's happening. So what we've got here is student name, overall attainment, effort, homework, behaviour and presentation. So let's first of all talk about your behaviour in the classroom. On a rating of 1 to 4, what would you say your behaviour was? The way you work safely?
A 2.
This is a group project.
Yeah.
And you are being a little bit harsh on yourself.
Okay.
But I think you do work safely, and I think you are being a little bit critical. So your behaviour to me is 1. These interims are helping the children because they are consistently involved in the information that is being held about them. You can't hide information about a child away from them with regards to their progress, otherwise they're not going to learn and they're not going to develop their skills. Right, give me a target for food technology.
I can remember to bring my ingredients sometimes.
Okay. Bring the correct ingredients. Well done.
The key part of what we're trying to do is to give the teachers the information at point of need. So when they need to challenge that child to actually discuss with them their learning, they've got the information ready and available there. And that is so powerful, that immediacy and that information available at point of need.
Compared to a paper-based system, it's fantastic.
This school has a long tradition of talking to students about how they learn. What ICT has done is to make that so much easier and so much more meaningful. It adds a depth to those conversations.
Obviously, you've done very well in your SATs, in your Key Stage 3 SATs. Yeah, we're looking at 555, and you've done very well in your NFER scores. I don't know if Miss Mills has talked to you about those yet.
No, not yet.
Right. What we use them for is to predict how well you're going to do later on in your Key Stage 3. My role is to draw together all those various different sources of information and to support the learning of a whole child rather than the learning of a child in a particular subject. A load of different information sources are brought together to give one document that condenses all that information that's available to teaching staff. And it draws on the comments of an academic coordinator, Year 7 NFER scores, Key Stage 2 SATs results, and it draws on some background information that we know about the kid. Tanzim, did you know that you're on the gifted and talented list? Has anyone spoken to you about that? Mr. Donetto, possibly?
Yeah.
He has?
Last year.
Right, last year. Well, you're still on it this year. It's quite, I won't say it's a compliment because I don't want it to go to your head particularly, but it's something that you should be bearing in the back of your mind, that you can be pushing yourself to achieve really very highly here. The more information I have, the better conversation I can have with that child, and the more focused and the more personalised really you can make that child's learning goals.
The next stage for us will be to structure it even further so that we can actually decide which bits can be seen by which students at which time. So when they dial in, they can actually see their latest assignments. Their parents will be able to dial in and see their assignments. They'll be able to look in at schemes of work and everything else. So that the whole virtual or managed learning environment, that will allow us to do that. So that's a big part of our future, I think, and that's where we're actually looking, exploring and talking to suppliers at the moment.
One school that is already exploring the potential of a virtual learning environment is Cooper's Technology College in Kent. They're working towards a system that can be accessed 24 hours a day by pupils, teachers and parents, and where the content is personalised to suit all learning styles and abilities.
We've invested very heavily into our digital plumbing, our computers, our systems. But once you've done that, that's very mechanical. It's about why have you done it? We've done it because we see that if you want to engage young children are engaged when the work is personal to them.
Our virtual learning environment is Class Server. Class Server itself has the student view and the teacher view. The student view is available across the internet, and when they first enter they would log in and see all the classes that they are currently assigned to. When they go into their class, they'll see any assignments that they've been sent by their teacher.
This is my page and it's Year 10 ABCE, and only people in my class can do it, only people in Year 10. If anyone else tried to log on, they couldn't get in. And every lesson, something's posted on here saying what we're going to do in the lesson. I can set different pieces of work at different levels for different students in the class, and then they decide when and where they access that.
At the moment I've only got this one here, which is on the witchcraft. It says it here when it's been given to you, how good it has to be and how many marks you can get. Once you go onto the actual page and do your work, you can save it and it will be sent straight to the teacher in a way like an email.
It's helped a lot. It's much easier than going home and getting out paperwork, and it's much more organised as well. With one click I can go and do a whole assignment.
Some students might prefer just to do it immediately on site and go to one of the facilities that we offer and do it in school hours. But the majority tend to go home and access it at home via the internet.
I have trouble writing because I'm slightly dyslexic, so it's a lot easier to go on to work that might be set on here because I've got the internet at home, so I'm going to take it straight away from there, go and do this, answer the questions, send it off to the teacher, not worry about it.
And we've discovered that children actually are logging on and doing work at some bizarre times, which is how adolescents work. You know, so you've got pieces of work returned at 2 o'clock in the morning. You've got a piece of work that's been released for a half-term holiday assignment, returned on a Sunday.
It's a 24-hour classroom. It really is available to them. We quite often get girls logging on early morning. Boys tend to be logging on late at night rather than early morning.
The teacher view is where they would create all their resources, edit them and assign them to classes or to individuals. It's where they would access assignments that have been sent back from students, where they would mark them, give them the feedback and then return them to the students when they're done.
As a science teacher, what I do is I use Class Server to be very specific to individual classes and their abilities. So I can set and create work which they can go home, go away on holiday, anywhere, and complete tasks that I've set them. As they're doing the rocks topic, they'll be asked to log on and read the information provided to produce a piece of work on different textures of rock. Once they've completed it, what's brilliant is this particular one, they get instant feedback on their marks, how well they've done. So they will log on at home, complete the task, and then it instantly marks it. I can bring up the marks that they've got, and I can look to see which questions they have right or wrong, and I can add my own comments about the quality of their work. As I'm creating these resources, though, I'm sharing them with other teachers and they're doing the same.
Teachers have always said, wouldn't it be nice if we had this resource, that resource, this resource? But we've never been able to afford it. But digitally, you now can, because you can share.
The VLE has facilitated greater collaboration than paper resources and PowerPoint and interactive boards. And because of the nature of how the VLE works, all the resources are shared in the same place.
What we are doing with this group is we're setting up the work for a module which will last 2 or 3 weeks in its entirety. They will have all my lesson notes available as PowerPoints, all the exercises I would normally have given them in the classroom, they have available on screen. My major job is preparing the work, making sure that they can understand it, making sure that they've got work that they can do that gets marked. After that, my job in the classroom is to go around and help individuals. Okay, and then you can attempt that work at home. If you get stuck, you can email into me, or you can post a notice up on the discussion board.
We've actually found that if you add to a VLE a chat room, that people will put in there, help, and someone else will come in and say, this is how you do it, but not a teacher. And so you're actually developing in them some form of collaboration, student to student.
You can leave a message for someone and a teacher can respond to it with the, so if you ask a question then they can reply, or if you have a problem with an assignment then you can ask the question and see if anybody else has the problem and you can sort of collaborate and work together.
So what's the next step at Coopers?
Our main concern is that the virtual learning environment was working independently of our management information system, and that, say, come a parents' evening or a report writing time, a lot of information was having to be recollated and presented. Whereas the potential of the Learning Gateway, we hope, is to bring together the 3 layers of learning: the parents, staff, and students, and really put students in the fore in terms of their ability to manage their own learning rather than being led by staff and by parents.
All of these things are still in their infancy, and we've got to say that, and you still have these slight hiccups every now and again. But it's by working at it and having the conviction that that's the right approach, and also saying to parents, that's how we're doing it, because that's what you're seeing in your own world.
Essential education projectors from Hitachi sponsor ICT programs.